Hi, everyone. I want to share with you what I have learned from doing demonstration jobs. Years ago, I did work for a company that now uses an app. Let me share with you how far this goes. I really did, and I really do enjoy demonstrating products. But the next time I take a job, and I'm heading toward that direction, and I think that's who I'm going to contact first. I want to work for companies without a middleman. And working demonstration jobs through an app, the apps are middlemen. The company I worked for was a middleman. They were hired by a company to recruit demonstrators to get them out into the field to demonstrate the product. And a lot of people then need to get paid for recruiting, and then they have to pay you. So in the end, it does, you do earn less because there's too many hands in the pot. When I worked for this company called Crossmark, I got paid on the books, but everything was very up in the air. And this information I gathered the other day from this woman educating me about companies hiring directly and working directly with the people out in the field, the demonstrators. You get higher pay, and you know your schedule a month ahead of time. And she kept saying that, what a perk that was to working one-on-one and dealing with the owners of a company. It's more personable. They're willing to work with you. And she kept saying, I know my schedule a month ahead of time. Everything's done a month ahead of time. That's a real perk to working directly with a company. I would like to be on the books, but I'm also open to, if the pay is right and it's a steady gig, and to have a month's notice. Hello, how's it going? That's something to consider when you're looking for a job. Now, when I'm going to share with you what happened. I worked for Crossmark, and I'd say 70% of the time I got paid $12. Now we're talking 4 years ago, really 4.5 to 5 years ago. And some gigs I got paid $15, and I received a lot of coupons. There was perks to it, to products that I liked. So I saved a lot of money when I did buy the product. I didn't receive anything for free. Like a few people have reached out to me and said, if you get in with a really big company like a coffee maker or vacuum cleaners, household products, you can really do, you can receive the products and earn a paycheck and have a good steady job. That's a real perk. To me, it is. Depends what your needs are. But I'm going to share something with you that I learned just yesterday. They wanted me to work today. The merchandising app. Now, I still feel the merchandising app, I will put the link in the description below, is a great app to use for people who can take it day by day. It's extra income and don't mind laying out money. And this is where they lost me. I really didn't dig it. Somebody reached out to me, another person, a lot of them reach out to me. And she writes, one second, she writes, Happy Monday. Would you like to earn more than $60 per assignment? We have plenty of demos in your area. You only need a tablecloth. I have that. Toothpicks and souffle cups. Now that's what she says. All reimbursable. Okay. Let me know. I will get back. Well, I will get back to you. I will get you assigned as soon as possible. So I write back, hello, what kind of demo? How long per assignment and how much more than $60 per demo? It's kind of vague. Want to earn more than $60 per demo? Instead of just being straight to the point, this is what it is. So she writes, thanks for replying back. Locations are usually in the Whole Food stores. And she gives me 4 locations to choose from. She said if the demos last 3 hours, it pays $60. It starts at $60. And if it lasts for 4 hours, it starts at $80. What do you mean starts? I don't understand that. But all I can think of is if you get reimbursed, you're not getting ahead. And then she tells me this is what kind of demo it is, blah, blah, blah. So then I say, okay, I'll take, assign me to Manhasset and Jericho. Those are 2 areas I'll go to. I ask her what kind of uniform. She goes, perfect. I'll get you assigned. White shirt, black pants, no logos. I have that. And nice, neat, and clean. New. So then it gets more into detail. Here we go, guys. She goes, would you like to start tomorrow? That means someone didn't step up to the plate. They didn't have enough people. Someone walked away from the job. If she's asking me at 4 in the afternoon, would you like to work tomorrow? They're scrambling. I'm sure they got someone. We have a demo for some kind of olive oil. Then she goes, table is not needed, but you should bring one just in case. So now you're running around getting ready. She explains how the store usually has their own in a picture-perfect world. So then she tells me, she continues, after the conversation goes on, she writes, I would have to buy the crackers. Now I have to buy crackers. Now I have to buy olive oil. And I have to buy souffle cups. And I have to buy toothpicks. And I guess the tablecloth are those little plastic ones. But I have a very nice black tablecloth that looks classy. It's material. We'll reimburse you. That's a lot to buy just to make a few dollars. Because it's a third-party app. When I worked for Crossmark, I believe this is through Crossmark. When I worked at Crossmark, at least they gave me a debit card. And I took a picture. I had to, submit the data online, take a picture of the receipt, whatever. And everything was traceable with the debit card. They knew when you walked in the store and bought the products. And they knew you always had to pay for 1 or 2 when you left. So they knew 95% of the time, they knew when you were leaving the store because now you're paying for the few more items that you needed. And you have to wait up to 2 weeks to get paid on top of waiting up to 2 weeks to get reimbursed. So after our conversation, she sends me the default content saying that visits are approved on a fixed schedule, assuming the information and photos you submitted are accurate and complete, and that there are no revisions needed, Visits are approved, revisions needed. Visits are approved 8 business days from when you upload them. Business days do not include holidays and weekends. Well, they say that in their app, when they're frequently asked questions. That's something to look out for. These are third party companies. So there's obviously a lot of money to be made in it, because if there were, they wouldn't be third party companies doing this. I would think the person doing the job gets the lowest payout. They have to lay out the money, wait up until 8 business days, and with the merchandising app, 8 business days, then they process it. You have to add 3 more days to that. So now you're talking 2 weeks. And I decided I'm not going to do demos for them through this third-party app. Now, if you're someone who wants to do, say you could do 6 demos a month, you're in it to keep a little busy, make a few extra bucks, receive a couple of perks, you can lay out the income, don't mind spending all that time, because I'm sure that's time consuming. You have to submit everything into the app. And then keep track to make sure that you're getting reimbursed. And a company can say that's not acceptable, we're not paying. So what happens? They can say, well, you didn't do the job properly. After 2 weeks of waiting, 8 days, and then 3 business days to get paid, they have up to 8 business days to confirm that the assignment was done properly. Then they process the payment, and then you have to wait 3 more days to receive that payment and reimbursement. But she didn't start off telling me that. She said all you need is nothing about reimbursement until the end. So I already know I don't want to do demos through this company. Do I like doing the merchandising jobs? Like I just went and did one short one, and I'm going to do repeat visits to the ones I did last week and the week before, and I'm going to do them better. And I know hopefully they qualified. The very first one qualified, but let's see if the rest qualify. You have to be very careful with these apps. I have $124 pending approval. You see how the delay is? Where the other apps that I've done, Field Agent and Gig Walk, within a couple of days, the money's in there. Get Upside app, the gas app. They paid me really quick when I requested payment. The food delivery app, Gig Jobs. I choose to receive direct deposit. But if you want to get paid at the end of your day with a debit card, you can. Prepaid card. They pay you. You have your money immediately after you're done. You could deliver 5 deliveries and say, I need a payout. Lots of hoops to jump through. They are looking for desperate people. For that reason, I'm out. I have no patience. I agree. But that's why I'm very careful. Like, I like these little merchandising jobs. I know I did it right. But the demo jobs, I really like demos, but that's too much work to do a demo job. That's why I'm going to contact those companies, and hopefully someone will hire me directly. And I want to be on the payroll, and I want to be a part of a team, and I want to expand and grow. At least by doing these apps, it helped me figure out what direction I want to go to. And finally, and I see that being a very nice compliment to my online business, and all a nice balance, and I enjoy it. It's hard to find something that you enjoy doing. And I would assume that I'll be around the type of people I enjoy it, so that means they should be enjoying their job too, I would think. Nothing like working a job and being surrounded by people complaining about their job and their lives constantly. I'd rather be doing something else. Hello, C. Shelley One. How's it going? So this was specifically about demo work. What I've learned with the apps. It's like a fourth party, because it is, in a way. You know what? Maybe not. If I worked for Crossmark, that was like a second party. The app makes it a third party because Crossmark is on this app now. And I used to work for them on the books. But they used to throw stuff at me and go, we put it up there at 11:59 p.m. You should have been on it. You should have, That starts with the regional manager doing that. They shouldn't do that. Where this woman, she kept promoting and saying to me, Nancy, contact these companies. They respect their workers. They pay good pay. And they give you a few weeks to a month notice that you know what you're working every month. And she was like, now that's why I stick it out with them. Because she needs to know, and she doesn't want to just, do a backflip just to go make a buck. Well, I could jump in my car and go make a couple of dollars calmly doing deliveries and work my online business. So that's that. This is mainly about demo jobs, guys. I thought I would share what I learned with you. So if you don't mind that, and it's a little side gig, it's great. But I can see how that can get very confusing. A lot of unnecessary work, like you said. A lot of hoops to jump through just to make a buck. And I understand what you're saying, Ricky Grand. But for some people, maybe they're not desperate. Maybe they enjoy it. They can make a few dollars. And when you do 5 a month and keep it nice and organized on your calendar, that's easy. But if you have to make a living out of it, that's not easy. That's not easy at all. That's why I always say, since day one, these app gig work, they're great for second income, for extra streams of income. Not easy. No, not at all. Not at all. So I just did a merchandising job, and I really liked it at John Farms. And what a store. And so a lot, it's pretty close to where I live. I already know I'm going to go back there. I was really impressed. This store was beautiful and on the small side, and everything fully stocked. They had good quality stuff. I was very impressed. I was like, well, I'm going to come back and be a customer now. And I did ask them when the sales change, because I'm going to head back on Thursday to stock up with a few things, because a few things that I wanted were on sale. And I want to go grab them. I should have asked, do they have a store card? I have to find that out. So that's that, folks. I'm going to do a lot of writing, make a lot of short videos for my other channels, speaking about all these topics, and continue pushing forward. And while I'm real perky and I'm ready, I should reach out to those companies now, today. I think today's the day. You feel it. It's right. And see if anyone contacts me, and to see if any other companies are hiring that way. When you just know today's the day. I could be spackling, and touching up what I paid for. But at least he's willing to work with me to make it right. Sometimes life gets to you. Everything's time consuming, you know. What is my code? I will. I need coffee. I will. It's just that it's hot outside. It knocks me out. I will add it. I will add the link underneath this video when it finishes processing. See, Shelly, they have some great jobs. I like the little merchandising jobs, like the one I did today. I'll show you. Hold on a second. This one was short, sweet, pay $12. You know, I didn't think that was bad. It was interesting. I learned about a product. I printed out one sheet. I went to the customer service. I introduced myself. The woman got the assistant manager. Said, my name's Robert. Yes, we have these products in our store. I said, well, I need to let you know that I'm going to be checking them and answering questions on the phone. I opened up the app, opened up the job. You start answering the questions. Were you able to start this job? Yes. Do they have the product in stock? Most of them, yes. But I just said yes because most of them they did. Then I went down the line to every one of these products. They had them in the store. And the first one, whatever, this one, I tapped it. It'll say how many facings. It would say, yeah, it was one question. How many facings? One. That means just this flavor, there was one row. How many in stock on the shelf? They were all fully stocked, 5 or 6. Then they asked, is the sale price up? No, I had to say no. And I even went to try to get someone to help me say, if you put the sale sign up, then all is good. But the person didn't understand me and they were a little short. So I just answered the question. And then they wanted me to take a picture of the shelf of the product right in front of that product. I took a picture and the price tag was underneath it with the regular price, but there was no sale sign up. So I did that, and I did that to the 5 flavors. And then I went to the dips. These were hummuses. Then I went to the dips. And I did the same thing. And they say, you know, you want to add any feedback? I said, assistant manager was very welcoming, brought me directly to the product and told me exactly where they were. Shook my hand and said, nice to meet you. And that was that. And it was good. You know, maybe I was in there half an hour, maybe a little bit longer because I was browsing and I found a new store that I'm like, wow, this is really a top of the line kind of store. The store was beautiful. The store is beautiful. All this prepared food, all this stuff. I'm going to shop Thursday night at the end of my day when I know I'm coming home. I already know it. So that's how that worked. Other products, I've walked in, same kind of deal, take a picture of the display, introduce myself. But I know the stores, like people say, know your market for the food delivery app gig work. Know your restaurant, know your customers, know your stores. I don't want to do huge stores. Like they want to send me to Target for $7 on the app. That's a lot of walking. That's a lot of waiting. That's a lot of bothering. It's a huge store. The stores around here are huge. I took the food towns, the key foods. I'm going to take John Farms. Hopefully, as time goes on, maybe CVS jobs, Walgreens. I'm going to take all the smaller ones. Because you take that into consideration. You're going to go into a giant warehouse store. Well, you're going to have to pay me double for that. Oh, and then if you have to go in the back and get the product, and they allow you, say if they're like, you know, after a while, they trust you, you know where the product is. Go get a cart, get the product, get it out. That's a lot of walking, a lot of working for $12. Where this store was very small and intimate and easier and stocked and beautiful. It was beautiful. This one on Jerusalem Avenue in Wantor, gorgeous, clean, nice, fully stocked. I wanted to buy, but I got to finish up what I have here first. So keep that in mind, C. Shelley. Just like know your market, know your stores. That's why, I made a mistake at the reset. I did apply for 2 reset jobs. Now, that's something I would like to do. I wouldn't mind doing in a bigger store if I'm with a team, because I do have experience in that. I requested to join in with 2 resets in a 7-Eleven. I'm not going to be the only one there. I'm supposed to meet people there and work with them. And that means a lot of on-the-job training. But the store's smaller. If you're going to have me do a reset in a larger store, like that Rite Aid one that I was canceled from Crossmark, probably because they didn't need the third party to get people. Crossmark probably got people. So that means a less cut. They didn't need the app to reach out to get people in to do the reset. That's what I think that means. What is your code? I tried to get Teresa code. And I will give that to you just after this. I will. You can use someone inside those companies. Keep hacking at it. But what do you mean use someone? Well, there were some stores I went to, like I did Mimo ice cream, that they're sending me back this week to one, and next week they have it on my calendar already. They want me to go back and see if the product was cut in. It was a new product, and it was a sheet of paper like this. I printed out too. Here's a tip: print out black and white only. So you save a lot of money. I don't print anything out in color. It's too much money. Some of them have pages, 3 or 4 pages. Print out black and white. That's a really good tip to tell you. Someone that has influence. I got lucky. You're losing me. I don't want to use anybody. I just want to be a good worker and get a steady job. But, I don't know what you mean. I'll get into one of the companies, and I want my work to get me better gigs, better work. But I know what you mean. Someone that has influence. I'll learn. Thank you, Ricky. I'll get there. But I am going to, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to branch out. I'm going to reach out to those companies that very nice woman told me about. I wrote everything down. And we'll see what goes on. I'm just, that product one, that one sounds really good. So thank you very much, Richie Grant. So that's how that works, C. Shelley. Know your jobs. Like, you have to experience a little bit to figure out what you like to do. I already know I won't do demos through this app. No way. But for a company directly paying me, and I'm working with a company, absolutely. And I do have a couple of years of experience doing demos. So I know what I'm walking into. I would think that it would be better not to work for a third party or for a company like Crossmark. I'm not putting down Crossmark. I'm just saying that I don't need Crossmark. I don't need that middleman. Crossmark's a middleman. I want to try to get in directly with a company that pay me on the books, and I work with them and really learn their product, and maybe hopefully travel around and do the demo jobs a higher level than what I was doing with Crossmark. Crossmark limited me and gave me less than 10 hours telling me when I had to go do a demo. But that's management. And management shouldn't do that. That's the way it is. There's a real delay now, so I'm going to cut it short. Keep an eye out. I'll put the link in the description below, Shelly. And I'll be in touch, guys. Oh, something's going wrong. This green flash. That's like a 5-second delay. I'll see you guys. Have a good one. Come back, see Shelly, and I'll have the link for you below. Have a good one. Bye.